Hello, my name is Nani and welcome to my channel where I share with you my top tips on how to look good, feel good, and smell good from the inside out. In today's video, we're talking all about smelling good. And so I want to go ahead and share with you a couple of celebrity fragrances that were love at first sniff. So I actually did a designer edition for the same video, and I wanted to go ahead and also share with you guys some of the celebrity scents that kind of gave me that same feeling. So of course, if you guys love fragrance videos and you love talking about products in general, make sure that you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, and of course, make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel for more. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, jumping right into this video, the first fragrance that I basically smelled and I was just pretty much head over heels over it was this one right here, which is J.Lo Glow. And of course, this is what it looks like. There's different kind of flankers to this. I believe this is the original. I haven't tested out any of the other ones like Miami Glow, which I've heard is a really nice scent as well. But this is the first one that I tested out, and I absolutely love the way that this smells. Funny enough, it actually reminds me a little bit of Burberry Body, but not that they smell the same, but I feel like they're kind of like musky, very kind of like heavy musky scents. And this kind of gives me the same vibe, but just more of an everyday musky scent, if that makes sense. This is definitely one of those like very powdery. It's a little bit fresh. It has a fresh element to it. It's a little bit sweet, but it's still kind of like powdery and a little bit musky. I feel like this is definitely a perfect kind of like casual running errands type of scent. Very easy to wear. It basically lingers on the body beautifully because it just kind of creates this beautiful kind of cloud around you that makes it very feminine. It kind of smells a little bit soapy as well, so it's kind of like a soapy out the shower type of scent. It's very easy to wear in my opinion. Although I do feel like this is a very casual scent, I do still think that you can probably wear this as well to work, and for this to be a scent that smells good, will get you compliments, will definitely garner you some compliments, but it won't be an offensive scent at all. It's kind of like powdery and musky, but it still has a fresh element to it, a little bit sweet. And I feel like that soapy element to it makes it kind of like fresh and clean, easy to wear, and like I mentioned, very non-offensive as well. So again, that's going to be J.Lo Glow. The next celebrity scent that when I first tested it out and I smelled it, I really thought that it was just a very feminine, pretty, a little bit dainty type of scent, and that's going to be Rihanna's Nude. I love the packaging. It's pretty bulky, but I do like just the color scheme itself, and she looked gorgeous in that campaign. But this is another sweet, powdery, musky type of scent. I feel like these scents are definitely very feminine, very easy to wear, very kind of like flirty, a little bit kind of, I don't know, there's just something about this that smells a little bit flirty and powdery and feminine and just a little bit sensual, if that makes sense. There's a definite sweetness to this scent. It's not as musky as the first one that I mentioned to you, but you definitely get a little bit of like a powdery, musky type of undertone. I'm not really sure of exactly what the notes are on in this scent, but it's definitely sweet. It's a little bit fruity. It's definitely aromatic. It's feminine. It's a little bit powdery, like I mentioned before. It's a little bit musky in the base, which helps with the longevity of this as well. I didn't mention, when it comes to this scent, like I mentioned, it's more of like a casual type of scent, so you're probably gonna get maybe like 4 hours of wear, maybe 3-4 hours. It's not the best in terms of longevity, but you can just grab it with you and just respray throughout the day. And then when it comes to this one, because of the fact that it has a little bit more of a sweetness, a little bit more of a heavier base to it, this one I do get a little bit more like 4-5 hours of wear out of this. Again, this is sweet, it's aromatic, it's powdery, it's feminine, it's a little bit musky in the base as well, and it's just a very pretty scent. I feel like it smells very dainty, a little bit flirtatious as well. So it's a very feminine fragrance in my opinion. So again, that's going to be Rihanna's Nude. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention to you is another Jennifer Lopez fragrance, but I don't actually have the full bottle with me, so I am going to go ahead and insert a picture next to me. And I keep kicking myself in the behind every time I shop online for fragrances, and for whatever reason I always forget to buy this, and every time I'm like, crap, I forgot to buy it. And this is going to be Jennifer Lopez Live Luxe. I only have the roller ball with me, but I absolutely love the way that this smells. I have the both of them. The one that's called Live, which I have a bottle of, and I mentioned that in my perfume collection, celebrity perfume collection. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll have the card pop out here as well. So I have the bottle of Live, but I ran out of the bottle that I had for Live Luxe, which is my favorite in comparison of the two of them. It's Live Luxe, I feel like smells a little bit more unique, smells a little bit better just because it's sweet, but it's still fresh at the same time. It's aromatic, it's floral, and in the base it has things like sandalwood in it, it has musk in it. I believe it also has like an amber or a vanilla note or something like that. There's definitely a creaminess to this scent that just makes it very sensual, very feminine, but it just makes it a little bit more easy to wear in my opinion, and just makes it very versatile. This is definitely one of those scents that you can wear year round. It's not a season specific type of fragrance at all, and I do feel like you can wear it regardless of the occasion. So whether you're going to lunch with your friends, or you're going to a baby shower, or you're going to a wedding, whatever the occasion, I feel like this scent will definitely be appropriate for that. Like I mentioned, it's very sweet, it's aromatic, but it's not a cloying sweet in my opinion. I feel like it's definitely well balanced between the sweetness and the floral. And in the base, once it starts to dry down on your skin, you definitely get a creaminess to the scent. I feel like it's vanilla or amber or something like that in this, but I do know that it does have musk in it, and it also does have sandalwood as well. So those just make it a little bit heavier, makes it a little bit more of an interesting scent, if that makes sense. And like I mentioned, the longevity of this one is actually a lot better because of those base notes. When it comes to both of them actually, but more so the Live Luxe, when it comes to this one, I do get about 6 hours of wear out of this. The projection isn't huge, but if you are in close encounters, you will definitely get a whiff of this. And this is definitely a compliment getter as well. It's more interesting in my opinion in comparison to the Live fragrance. Live Luxe is definitely the one that I would recommend. And I just absolutely love the way that it smells, especially in the dry down. It's absolutely amazing. The next one is going to be one that I was really surprised by just because it's super duper hyped up, and I know why and understand why, just because this is a very, very nice scent. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is Ariana Grande's Cloud. The scent is worth it. Honestly, I feel like it's worth it. It's worth, you know, however much it costs. I don't really know off the top of my head. But this scent is so unique in my opinion. There's something about this scent that just takes you on a journey. It definitely is more of a transformative fragrance for sure. It's like a warm, sweet, floral. It kind of smells like there's some marshmallow in there. So it's kind of like a roasted marshmallow. It smells, I don't know, it smells really good. Although it's kind of sweet and there's marshmallow, I don't think that this is a juvenile scent. I do actually think that there's an elegance to this scent. It's not the most elegant fragrance that I have in my collection, obviously, but I feel like there is a little bit of a mature element to this fragrance itself. I feel like it's beautifully blended, and on my skin, the longer that it lingers on the body, there's a mintiness to it that just gives it a fresh element. So it's perfect for like everyday wear. It's definitely one of those scents that you can wear year round in my opinion. I do feel like it is a little bit sweet, so I feel like if it's super hot outside, I don't think that I would actually gravitate towards this scent. But I do feel like during like maybe fall and winter season, I feel like this would definitely shine for sure. And it does last a long time. This is one of those scents that definitely surprised me. And every time I smell it, I'm just amazed at the fact that it's a celebrity scent, because it definitely smells a lot more expensive than it is. So again, that's going to be Ariana Grande's Cloud. The next one is another fragrance that most people have this in their collection. And I do hear a lot of people say that it doesn't necessarily last as long on their skin, but I just love this scent pretty much. And this is going to be in the gourmand type of category. And I've mentioned this to you guys before, and this is the Jessica Simpson Fancy. This is the OG. This is incredible. If you love a good gourmand, you will definitely enjoy this scent. It definitely smells like, kind of like those, like a caramel, like an ice cream cone with vanilla ice cream with caramel drizzle over top. That's basically what this smells like. It's creamy, it's dense, it's sweet, it's caramel, it's vanilla. It just smells very, very delectable. It's definitely a perfect date night scent, but it is one of those fragrances that definitely will project. It will leave a beautiful scent trail behind you, so you will get compliments with this scent as well. And it's just delectable. It smells very sweet, but it's not cloying. It just smells like a sensual, seductive sweetness, like a sweetness that you just want more of it, an intoxicating type of sweet smell, if that makes sense. It's just perfect in my opinion. And what I love about this fragrance as well, besides the fact that this was love at first sniff, is the fact that I literally layer this scent with everything else. Like, it's one of those fragrances that goes well and layers well with a lot of other fragrances. If you're trying to add a little bit of a sweet, a little bit more of like a warm, cozy, vanilla caramel type of acid to another fragrance, you can definitely layer it with this. So you'll get a lot of use and wear out of this fragrance for sure. It's amazing in my opinion. So again, that's going to be Jessica Simpson's Fancy. And the last fragrance that I was really impressed by when I smelled it, because the notes are very simplistic with this fragrance, but I just love the way that it just smells, especially in the opening. The only thing that I will say about this fragrance is that it does not last as long as I would prefer it to. And this is going to be Elizabeth & James Nirvana Amethyst. I've mentioned this to you guys before, and I just love this scent. I literally can smell this like fragrance every day, all day. The only thing is that it is definitely a season specific fragrance. It's definitely an occasion specific fragrance. It's not as versatile as some of the other ones that I've mentioned to you. This is definitely one that I feel like would thrive more during the fall and winter, even more during like the winter seasons. It has tobacco in it, it has honeysuckle in it, and I believe it also has musk. I believe that's the third note. I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but I do know that the most prominent notes in this fragrance is tobacco and honeysuckle. And I just thought that that was really interesting for a woman's fragrance, for it to have a, you know, heavy tobacco note in it, because you don't really find a lot of that. But I do think that, I'm not really sure if this is actually marketed towards women or if it's supposed to be unisex or not, but I do feel like this would smell amazing on a man as well, to be honest with you. It's sweet, but you definitely get that strong tobacco note, which gives it a little bit more of an edge to it. So I feel like on a woman, it smells edgy, but I feel like on a man, it'll probably smell very like bold and masculine and just very sexy as well. If you do not like tobacco, if you do not like scents that lean a little bit masculine, you won't like this. But I just love this. I feel like this makes me feel very edgy, very bold, very daring. And it's just very sexy in my opinion. So that's going to be, again, Elizabeth & James Nirvana Amethyst. Definitely a love at first sniff fragrance as well. So those are going to be the perfumes that I wanted to mention to you from my celebrity perfume collection that were definitely love at first sniff. These are fragrances that I will continue to have and keep in my collection forever, just because I feel like they are extremely versatile, and they are also fragrances that I actually really enjoy wearing as well. So those are going to be my final thoughts. Let me know down below if you guys have any of the fragrances that I've mentioned, how you guys feel about it, and also let me know down below what celebrity fragrance that you tried and you were like, this is love, this is what love looks like. Let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys as well. Again, if you guys love fragrance related videos, make sure that you give me a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more. The button's right there. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I hope you have an awesome day. God willing, I'll see you next time. Bye.